Are we on? Oh, didn't hear it go bleep.
Yeah, it did.
That's it, perfect, perfect. So, here we go, this is your lovely new caravan. Obviously my name's Owen, I'll be doing your handover today. I know you'll pass most of the information on, but he said that you're relatively experienced caravanners.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so I don't need to talk about sighting and levelling and things like that. You're happy with all that, perfect. Well, the first thing, I'll just run through what's in your starter pack. We've obviously got a caravan cover, your awning, 2 Acarols, Wastemaster, feet, hitch lock, wheel lock, toilet chemicals, fire extinguisher. I think that's everything covered. If you do want to know anything about like the covers and the awnings and things, that'll be the guys in the shop. I know everything about the caravan, but nothing about the accessories. Okay? So, other than that, move on to the caravan itself. So, obviously on the front, you've got your stabiliser hitch. So it's a grease-free and a paint-free tow ball. So the cleaner your tow ball, the better the stabiliser will work. Then obviously main hitch underneath, breakaway cable. Handbrake is as simple as handbrake off, handbrake on, no buttons or anything. And then obviously jockey wheel up and down, raise and lower off the bar. 13 pin lights and electrics. Yeah, fantastic. And then into the gas locker on the front. In the back corner over there, you've got your step, your wheel brace, your leg winder and your power cable. Yeah. So all your new goodies are inside there. 2 new gas bottles in, fitted, ready to go with a brand new pigtail. Okay. So your gas system's ready. Yeah. Gas on and off is just turned on and off from the bottle. There is a shut-off valve on just past the regulator there, but for yourselves, just switch them on and off from the bottles. The gas shut-off's more there for when the engineers are taking check in the van. Okay, that's about it for the front end. Any questions?
No, fine.
No, perfect. So we'll squeeze down the side. So obviously front legs, both on the sides of the van, standard issue. Truma. Now this is a vent for their heating system and hot water. It's all integrated in one unit. So it'll run on gas, electric, or gas and electric at the same time, but there's no cover to remove or anything. That vent just sits there and does its job. Only thing to watch is say to them not to lean anything up against this section of the van because you will melt it if you leave anything there. Water in there, so easy. Squeeze the trigger, off she comes, and then it's just a particle filter on the end. Okay. So all they do is just drop it in the Acarol, and this is your pipe, and just simply clip her on. Okay. So next one down. Brand new laser battery fitted, ready to go for them, and then 240 mains hookup, and then they have got an external aerial feed on there at the minute. But if you unscrew that end, you can turn it into a TV feed as well. Satellite, sorry. So it will do both, but I'll show you where that comes out inside the van for you. Okay. Awesome. So both in and down. Obviously where the bucket is your waste outlets. And then have you had a flush tank before for your toilet?
Yeah, just put a bit of pink on water in there.
Yeah, yeah, that's it, perfect. And then obviously below, your lovely toilet cassette. And there she is, it is a lovely trolley dolly one. So there's no excuses for the ladies emptying the toilet nowadays.
Fine.
And if you stay on our Love to Stay site at the top up there, you don't even have to carry it because you can empty your toilet on the pitch itself. Okay. So all singing, all dancing up there. And then drain off just sits in the top there. Now with your flush tank, if you filled it up, and say the toilet's 2 metres away and you haven't really used the toilet much, I would take some art liquid out before you get on the road. Main reason being it can slosh out inside. Yeah, what I tend to do is I carry, you know, them big rectangle squash bottles, keep one of them, I drain it off into the bottle, chuck it back into the gas locker. Next time I go away, all I need to do is tip it back in. And plus the other thing, obviously winter time, you need to make sure you drain all that tank dry. So, first cupboard. So this is obviously just underneath the rear bunk bed. Nothing too special. Only thing is to watch. Is it just you towing?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you are on the road, just watch what you're putting in here. Very light items. If you overweight it on the back, you will find Shiba tail unhappy when you go down the road. Okay. So round the back. Now, have you got a number plate with you today?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Well, what I'll do is I'll stick it on with pads. You can just peel it off when you get there, so you can remove it. Nothing too special on the back. They all come with the templates now for a bike rack, so if they did want to add one, it's cheaper to get one put on this than it is to get the templates and the bike rack put on as well.
So they combine for the third, can't they?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a good idea, right?
Yeah, nothing much too exciting back there. We'll close them down. Door's the next one. Show them a lovely magnetised door. So no catches or anything for the kids to break off, it just magnetises back to the door. Wheels and tyres, next one down. So, they put all the details on the door here for us, so it's 64 psi per tyre, and it's 130 newton metres for the wheel nuts. Now for the wheel nuts, they've been talked into PDI. I've talked them again today for you, but from today onwards it's down to yourselves to be checking. So if it's yourself towing before you set off on a journey, if you've got a torque wrench, perfect. If not, just use your tyre iron. The main thing is just make sure your wheel nuts are tight. Okay. So fridge vents, not much too exciting. I've got it currently running on gas, so a lot more heat comes out the front end there. And then external 240, open it.
Yep.
And then front locker. All I want to show you in here is your lovely alarm box here.
Okay.
So you've got a tilt sensor as well as a motion sensor, and if you activate the tracker system as well, it's the alarm system which arms it.
Okay.
So when you set your alarm, which I'll show you now, keys in my pocket.
It's got a tracker on it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You have to.
Put that on insurance, don't you?
Yeah, you have to register it. There is a
Subscribe to it.
subscription to it. But compared to last year's, this year's it's a monitored service. So as soon as the van moved, they'd get a phone call off tracker to say, is it you moving your van? No, it's not. Buff the straight onto the police.
Okay.
So it's worthwhile if it's a
Are
big
all the
chunk of
details
food.
somewhere in the van for that?
Yeah, there's on the details, but the main way of doing it is through the app.
Yeah.
So I'll show you that afterwards. Now, really complicated set of keys. Main set, spare set. It is one key fits all. Okay, so simple. And then on your alarm fobs, they're both identical. Top one's torches, second one down does your alarm. One beep on when you notice the marker lights light up, two beeps off. Okay, and that's exactly the same on both. One beep on, two beeps off. Okay, and then the third one down does your warning light. Okay, so they've got remote controls on the warning light. Okay. And now with the alarm system, it's got its own battery source in there. Even if I disconnect your leisure battery, it's got 3 months worth of supply in there.
Okay, that's
but with their solar panel and the leisure battery, it's sort of continual as such. Okay. And then last but not least, barbecue point.
Never used one.
No, they're good. I mean, the modern gas barbecues are fantastic.
Did
but
you
I mean,
literally just connect the hose to that?
yeah, all you do is you put the rubber hose to that, obviously attach it to it, and then all you simply do is have your gas bottle on, push it in, turn that valve, and off you go. Okay. That's about as exciting as it gets on the outside. Any questions on anything? No?
That's all. Straight
Lovely.
forward.
Right, who's going to be first in now?
Me?
I'll let him Nobody's going to sit there yet.
Oh, mate, you left outside.
I'll sleep in there tonight.
Would you like some overshoes for your feet?
I'm going to take my shoes off.
I can get you some overshoes if you want.
Aubergines.
Yeah, I'll show you now.
Overshoes. Don't walk on there then.
There, here we go, we'll hand them out, there you go. But they're just like slip-ons, you put them over your shoes, but it saves you getting dirty. 2. 1, 2, it's alright, it'll be an exciting bit of the video. And 1, 2, do you want me to take over?
Okay.
Take over. Sorry, we're just having a change of overshoes. Don't want to get your lovely new carpet dirty.
Yeah, Nanny's going to be stay on.
Oh, have you snapped it? You have to be really gentle with them, they're a bit...
You're not very good with these aubergines, are you?
yeah, if you split them first, that's it. Yeah, it's like crime scene investigations. We're in, we're on, there we go. Right. Oh. I'll just snap mine as well. You can tell they come from China. Right, so first place I'll go is just underneath the bench here. So in the very top corner, there's your Truma heating system. So that's got your 10 litre hot water boiler as well as all your heating. Lovely little yellow tap, that's your drain off valve. So obviously to drain your system down, all you do is lift that lever up in the air, open up your taps and all the water system will drain out. Okay. Then obviously battery charger, mainline fuse is the yellow one there. So if you ever change the batteries over, if you do accidentally arc it, that's normally the first fuse that will blow. Then we've got your 12 volt fuses. But they are indicated now, so if it's blown, it'll come up with a little red light next to the one that's gone.
Right, okay.
And then 240 breakers. But on the inside of the door, you've got 12 volt fuses, 240 breakers.
Okay.
So you know which is which. And then on the top, system shutdown. So if you do want to ever isolate your 12 volt system, that's how you can sort of isolate the whole van.
Yeah.
But obviously with the solar panel, as long as it's stored outside, that solar panel will keep the leisure battery topped up for you.
Brilliant.
Then we've got reverse polarity, so if they ever take it abroad, that'll usually light up to let you know that the power is reversed externally.
Okay.
When it's lit up, it's not powering the van up because it shuts the power off inside here for you.
Right.
Once you've obviously rewired outside or an adapter, once that lights out, it is powering the van up for you. You've then got battery charger and heating and hot water. Now I would just leave them two on constantly because obviously once you're on the mains, you want to A, be running your battery charger, and B, you want your heating and hot water on.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about when it's... We're just storing it?
Yeah.
Turn it all off anyway?
Well, I mean, these are only active when you're plugged into the mains. So unless where you're storing it, you're plugged in.
But like when we go home on Wednesday, we'll be leaving it... I don't know if we'll leave it plugged in or... It's probably best to disconnect it.
Well, you can disconnect it as daft as it is. With that solar panel, it will keep life in the leisure battery. It won't keep it fully charged, but it will keep life in it as such.
Yeah.
So
there's no need to keep it connected, is there?
No,
So, yeah.
no, you just leave it on because
Yeah.
the battery charger will work anyway. Okay,
Cool.
That's the excitement level in there. We will get we'll get a bit more complicated now because I'll jump down and we'll do the control panels above the door. So, first one on this side. We'll come and film this because this is one of the most. So, power off,
Okay.
power on. So, when it initially switches on, what it's showing us on the screen now, the little L at the top's letting us know we're on the leisure battery. The lightning strike's letting us know we're on the mains, obviously the time there, and then it's just showing the voltage in the leisure battery. Coming down the top, first one is for your awning light. Oh, go away. First one is the awning light. So there's that switch, and there's also the switch on the key, so you can use whichever. Second one down is for your dimmable lights. That's the ones above the cupboard there, and the ones behind me here. But if you look, it always comes up dimmer level, and if I press the select button in the middle there, I could turn them up as high as 100. And obviously if you're having a nice romantic evening, you can turn it down as low as 5 as well. Okay, well I'll turn it back up so no one gets the wrong idea. Da-da-da. Then, third one down does all the rest of the lights in the van.
Okay.
But all it does is send the power to the switches. So then you need to physically go around and turn everything on. Okay, and last one, water pump. Now obviously your pump's not running now because you've already pressurised up your system. The only times that will run now is A, if you're asking for water, or B, if you've run out externally.
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yep.
Now that's the basics.
Okay.
I'll talk you through all the rest of it now. So, up and down arrow scrolls you through the menus. Select in the middle lets you change what's on the screen. So, come down one, heating settings. Press select, and it opens it up. Now all we can do in here is change it from manual controls, which means we're in control of the heating here, to app. So this is where if they want to use the app to control the heating, they need to tell this system that they're going to use the app. But I'm going to leave it on
manual.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it on manual for now. Okay. Then for push down, exit settings, press select, takes me back out that menu.
Okay.
So, heating settings we've done, system settings, select. All this one is setting the time and date, so hours, minutes, day, date, month, year. Then key beep, if you're not, you want it to beep every time you press a button. Backlight is how long this screen stays lit. An LED, the amount of time the blue lights stay lit. We've then got tank alarms, so if you ever change the battery off, that may switch back on. But these systems are used in all their ranges, so some do have tanks, some do. Switch it back off, because otherwise it'll beep at you every time saying your tank's low. Well, obviously it's low, it's not there. Then Bluetooth pair, so this is where you can hook your device up to it, and then just Bluetooth delete to cancel it. Okay, and then exit settings, back we go. Then we've got Sargent E620, that's just letting you know what control panel you've got. Leisure charging, charge your leisure battery. Vehicle battery, if you were plugged in, it will tell you the car strength. Solar panel, that's just letting us know what it's doing, next to nothing. Battery select, so you can change from leisure to vehicle, but modern age there's never any need to run off your car. AC limit, now this is a good one, if you ever go to any 10 or 6 amp sites, you can set a limit inside the van, and what it'll mainly do is it switches your heating off. Say you're boiling a kettle, it'll switch your heating off. When the kettle's finished boiling, it'll revert back to its old system. Okay. Then internal temperature, humidity, and also external temperature. Okay.
Yep.
And then we're back to square one then.
Okay. Yep, that's fine.
Now with that system, if you ever get into any menus and you think, oh, we didn't talk about this, just keep pressing down until it says exit settings, because there is like an engineer's mode you can go to in there, and you can really confuse the system. So if you ever go into anything I haven't talked about, just push down exit settings.
Okay.
Okay. Now, next door, heating. So, for your heating system, all it is a rollerball system. All you do is hold it down, and that's how you turn it on and off. Okay. I'll just reset it because I think I've upset it this morning because I had the power on and off. So, once you initially switch it on, first icon it's flashing on here is for your heating system. Now all you do is click on it and set the temperature, whatever temperature you want your heating on. Okay, simple as that. And then obviously when the van drops below that temperature, the air blowing system will automatically kick in, heat the van up and then shut off again. Next one over, hot water. And your hot water's either off,
Or
eco, hot or boost.
Right.
Now what water boost mode does, it shuts off your heating system, puts all its power into the water boiler, so it'll speed up the time it takes to reheat for you.
Okay.
But when you finish with that, you do need to come and turn it back down, because otherwise it's overriding your heating. And
What's the
stuff.
difference between the eco and the hot?
Roughly, it's about 40 degrees to 60 degrees, roughly. So it's like a low and a high temperature on it. So, next one over, power select. So the unit will run on gas, standalone, mixed, which is gas, and 1 kilowatts of electric, and mixed 2, which is obviously gas, and 2 kilowatts of electric, or 1 kilowatt or 2 kilowatts. Now, all it is the more power you send to your system, the faster it'll heat up for you.
Okay.
That's all it is. So it'll run perfectly fine on all 5 of them settings, but obviously the more power you throw at it, the faster it'll heat up. That's obviously dependent on the power supply that they've got there.
So what do you recommend?
If you really want it, mix 2 is really good in winter because that's maximum power. But I mean, in the summer, you'll probably be fine on either electric 1 or 2.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And even in winter, you'll be fine on electric 2. But all it is that gas just gives you that little bit extra oomph. That's all it is. And then on the end, it's just selecting your fan speed, and you've got eco and you've got high. But what you've also got in there is boost, the same as the hot water. It does the opposite. It puts all its power into the heating system. So if you've been out for the day and it's -10, you come back and oh, it's cold in here. Yeah, you can put boost mode on there, but it's only when you're asking for a big jump in temperature. Okay. Obviously, I can't do it now because I'll have to put it on 30 and we'll all be melting in here. We've then got down the bottom. Oh, get on the right one. Down the bottom here, start-stop timer. So you can just program the system, same as you can your heating at home. Then we've got clock, set the time and date. And then the spanner in the corner is just the menus as such. So you've got offset. Now what you may notice is the temperature will be different to this one because the sensors are in different places in the van. So you can offset this one so they read the same. Temperature, if you want to change it from Celsius to Fahrenheit. Brightness of the screen. 12 or 24 hour clock. Language, if you want to speak French or German to it. And then index just comes up with any alarm codes or faults. And good old reset. So the same as anything electrical nowadays, same as your phone, your Sky dish. If it goes wrong, switch it off, switch it back on again.
Okay.
Okay. And that's it. That's as simple as that one gets. Happy with that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. That's the joys of the camera. So at least you can watch it back at your own level. So we'll mosey on back at the front, and then I'll literally just work my way back down the van now. So we'll show you everything. We'll squeeze past. So obviously just various storage in the front. You asked about manuals. Everything that you need is inside there for you. Okay, so there is a book for everything as such. Obviously that's the sensor for your motion sensor internally, and your radio is just inside there. All it is, I've just unclipped your front.
Yeah.
Because otherwise every time I switch your power on and off, the radio comes on and off.
Like that.
Okay, but you can just clear it working. If you just hold down source at the front there, it turns it off for you. Okay. So various light switches here and there. It's all these smaller ones are all individually just switched on. Okay, but various light switches here, there, and everywhere. Wardrobe behind us. So, I'm catching the 8 here. So, inside here, just your standalone table, directional TV aerial. Okay, your booster, just you see where vision is, the V of the vision. There's just a switch on the top there which just turns your booster on for you. Okay, happy with the use of your directional?
Just turn it,
Yeah, well you push it up in the air, you can spin it round a full 360. What the handle does on the bottom here is sends it from it being horizontal and tips it vertically. So as you're saying you're off to deepest, darkest Wales, you may find you will have to play with it to pick up a TV signal. We're on our lovely love to stay at the top up here. The Wrekin's just across the way. You can get full signal without even putting your aerial up. So it all depends on where you are to the direction. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Lovely. So we'll do your fridge next. So simple, on off at the front,
and
then your 3 power select. So it'll run on mains electric, it'll run on gas, and it'll also run off the vehicle battery for when you're towing. But obviously now, it's no power source, so it's letting me know there's a fault. If I go back to the gas, If your gas doesn't light, it does exactly the same. All you simply need to do is just press the reset button there and it will reignite your system for you.
Okay.
Okay. Water system, priming is always cold tap first, so you've got running water, shut it off, rain to the hot, and then it's running the hot tap which fills up the boiler and everything so you're ready to go. Now in these modern vans, it doesn't matter if you've got that heating system switched on, the boiler will only heat up when there's water present. So you don't need to worry about burning out your element or anything. We've then got cutlery and utensils drawer, your lovely sort of little kitchen cupboard with a sliding rack, draining board, chopping board. There is also some gas shut-off valves in the bottom there, but they are labelled up on a white sticker here for you. But our main advice, if you ever smell gas, is just to switch your bottles off. Okay. Kitchen cupboards, nothing much too exciting in that one, but this one, plate rack, cup rack, and also the box for your solar panel.
Okay.
Now the solar panel is like the best dog you've ever owned. It walks itself, it feeds itself, it even cleans its own mess up in the garden. It just sits there and does its job. If it's got something to do, charges the battery. If it's got nothing to do, it will just switch itself off. So don't be alarmed. If you're looking there at night and the two lights are off, it just means it's gone to bed. It's got nothing to do. Okay. Cooker, so simple. 1 to 6 on the end for your electric ring, and then 1, 2, 3 gas burners and a 12-volt igniter. So 1, 2, 3, oh, 3, and then up and up below. Grill pan and handle. Grills, this one here again, turn, hold, ignite, and then the same for lovely oven. Again, just turn, hold, and ignite. As easy as that. Okay. And then pots and pans store below, but there is a plug socket in the back corner here, which relates to your ring. So if you chuck pots and pans in there and that's not heating up, I'll put £1,000,000 you've caught the plug in there. So just make sure the plug's nicely in. Okay. Then should we do the bathroom next? I can more than likely probably do it from here. So light switch is just up the side of the sink there, where the toilet is. So you see the end where the toilet is? Underneath the cupboard you can see it there. Obviously blue buttons, your electric flush on your toilet. And then do you see the little black symbol that's just on the left hand side there in the grey? That will light up to let you know when it's your turn to empty the cassette. Okay, and obviously the grey gate at the bottom opens and closes so you can use the toilet. Shower, mixer tap, same as usual. Only thing on your shower, if you're going to have a look at the head, just near the bottom of the head there's a little slider button you can push left to right. If you have a look at it, what that does is it shuts the flow of the water off to the head. So when you're in the shower and you're going to have a wash, you can shut the water off there without switching the tap off, continue your shower, and then just push it back across to wash yourself off, sort of thing. That makes sense?
Where am I looking?
Oh, tell a lie. Alright, let me look into that, because it's supposed to have a bit on the bottom. Well, they may have changed it on this model, but I will double check for you.
Okay.
Other than that, happy with everything else in there?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
2 switches, yeah, cool.
Yeah, 2 switches. So, into the back. So, obviously, 2 bunk beds. Well, 1 set of bunk beds, double set of bunk beds. Have you ever used one of these side and the bunk beds before?
No.
Would you like a quick demonstration in it?
That's what. Is that alright?
Yeah, by all means. The only one thing I won't do is lay out the bottom bed.
That's fine.
Now, it's like a Rubik's Cube it is. I could show you, but I know blatantly when you go away, it won't sink in. So the best way of doing it is to do it yourself, sort of thing. So I'll give you a quick rough. So table just lifts up, pops off, and then the leg drops down. Now it's the table that drops into the bottom there, which makes up your sort of bottom bed. That's where it's the Rubik's Cube of which way round you put your cushions. There's also a couple of packer cushions, the grey ones, which fill the gaps that you're left with. Okay, so it's a bit of sport, one way of putting it. Let's just leave that down there. So, for this one, obviously we'll take the cushions off. So, I mean, you need to get everything out your way so you can start doing it. So everything that's here is for your bottom base.
Okay.
So that makes up your bottom. Your top mattress is inside here. Right. So it's the one that folds out.
Okay.
Okay. Then for your bunk bed, so simple. They just come out, up, and then back on itself. Like that. As simple as that. And then all you need to do is, there's pop rivets on the end, on here. Do you want to grab that one?
Where's that?
Just underneath on the front. That's it. Just there, you see they're on a piece of fabric there. And then all it is up, back down, and then pin it to the wall. Okay. So you got top, and then obviously your bottom bed as well.
Up to 77 kilograms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously these ones are sturdier, but it still says on here. Oh no, 77 as well, 11 stone.
Is that for both of them?
Yeah, I'd say, well, it's got the same slats, but I mean, if you look, it's the same slats that are on a single bed anyway, so it's, you know what it's like nowadays, we're all health and safety mad, aren't we? If you don't say 11 stone and you break it, well, it's, go on, I'll let you pop that one back up. And then all it is up, back down, and then just push it back to the wall. There we go.
Cool.
As easy as that. And then obviously you'll notice then once you've got your table in, that's your bottom bed. So you don't have to use the bunk bed, you can just make up the bottom bed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Brilliant.
happy?
Yeah.
Lovely. Right, put it back together there. You will notice some of the cushions have got a cut out on the back of them.
Yes.
So you know which one they go in then. But again, in your manual there is a layout for this, so you can play with it that way. And then, last thing, just these lights are the only ones they are. They're just a touch light.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just finger on, finger off. Oh, and I've lost the cover. And that's about it from me really, unless you've got any other questions.
No, I don't think so.
Right, so that's it, the table.
Is it alright to travel with this up, or is it?
Yeah, you're fine with it, because if you notice it's got the hooks in it,
Yeah.
so you'll be doing well to get that to move when you're travelling. Really well. You just have to jiggle it. Never just moves a little bit.
No.
Okay. So there is a slight bit of paperwork.
Yep.
I'll just talk you through it now quickly. As we say, you can knock that off now if you want.